Good morning, New Jersey. Welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Lisa Marie Falbo. My co-host Cara DeFalco will be joining us in a few moments, but first let's run down what we expect to see here today. So we're talking about the debate on whether to observe Indigenous Peoples Day instead of Columbus Day and the removal of Columbus statues. Okay, so the Randolph Board of Education has reversed itself following a public outrage over removing holiday names from its school calendar. On Monday, the Randolph School Board voted to overturn a decision made earlier this month to replace the names of holidays with just the phrase days off. Joining us now is DiMino, Executive Board Member of the New Jersey-based Italian-American One Voice Coalition. Andre, good morning. Thank you for joining me here today.
Good morning. Glad to be with you.
So this all started in Randolph over a debate on whether to observe Indigenous Peoples Day instead of Columbus Day. Now, I, like yourself, are very involved in Italian-American causes around the state, so I fully know the outrage that this has caused within our community. Tell us what your viewpoint on all of that is.
Well, this was really a tremendous fiasco at this Randolph School Board. At their May 13th meeting, without any discussion or public input, a committee just put forward the switching of Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day, and it was passed unanimously by the school board. A tremendous outrage from local residents occurred, and then they called us in to help them from the Italian-American One Voice Coalition. We wrote letters, emails, so forth, phone calls, and then they put it on their agenda for June 10th. And over 150 people showed up, and over 27 people spoke supporting Columbus Day instead of Indigenous Peoples Day. Listen, we've got nothing against Indigenous people, and they should be celebrated on their own days. They already have August 9th, the day after Thanksgiving, and the whole month of November. So they shouldn't take Columbus Day away. But what happened at the end of that meeting, believe it or not, Lisa Marie, is that their response was, instead of putting Columbus Day back, which was everybody demanding, they eliminated all the school holidays from their calendar and just called them days off. This caused an incredible outrage, and then they had to call a special meeting that just happened this past Monday. Over 400 people showed up, over an hour and a half, actually a 4-hour meeting with people just expressing outrage over this cancel culture situation. And then the board voted 8-1 to restore Columbus Day and the other holidays back onto the school calendar. So it was a big victory.
That is a big victory. And, I just have to ask why? Why cause all of this uproar?
Well,
you get an explanation?
It caused such division in the town. This really came from their Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. Now, that was the recommendation of that committee, the Inclusion Committee. But they wanted to eliminate such an important holiday to Italian Americans, and then they eliminated all the holidays. That's not inclusion, that's exclusion. And they were equal opportunity insulters because they insulted veterans. They took off the Jewish holidays, Martin Luther King Day, and of course it all started with Columbus Day. And as you probably know, Columbus Day is an important symbol to Italian Americans because of the discrimination, denigration, and even lynchings that occurred. And then in 1892, President Harrison, to apologize or atone for that treatment of Italian immigrants, had said, let's celebrate Columbus Day to celebrate the Italian Americans that were suffering so much during the 1890s and early 1920s. So Columbus Day is an iconic symbol. And also, the revisionists are making up a lot of fabricated lies about a Columbus. All these things that they said he did are just not true if you check the primary sources.
Yeah. Well, let's shift gears to the Columbus statues, because we've seen them being removed all over the country. One of the latest last year happened in Newark, where the Columbus statue was replaced by a Harriet Tubman statue. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, again, that's an insult to Italian Americans. These are typically statues and monuments that were put up by the nickels, the dimes, and the dollars of Italian Americans themselves. And they were put up and they were welcomed for years. But then with this cancel culture that's occurring and this revisionists that are out there, they started attacking these statues, some of them being totally destroyed or them actually being removed. Now, the Italian American One Voice Coalition, we were called in West Orange, New Jersey, where the mayor moved the statue, the monument of Columbus. We couldn't get him to reverse his decision, so we had to take the next step, and we filed a landmark federal lawsuit to protect Italian American civil rights against the town of West Orange to have them put that monument back. Italian Americans have civil rights. We're a recognized group under the 14th Amendment, and attacking Columbus is attacking Italian Americans and actually America.
So any news that you would like to share on the status of that lawsuit?
Well, the status is still pending because we did file it on September 20th. It was during the pandemic, so the courts are backlogged, but we're prepared to go forward on a constitutional question on this. And candidly, I have to tell you, between what happened in Randolph and what we did in West Orange, New Jersey, that should really be a warning to other towns and other school boards in New Jersey and across the country. They shouldn't really be doing this, and they shouldn't go after Italian-American heritage by attacking Columbus. And of course, you know, there's this big outrage you see at school boards now regarding cancel culture and so forth. So this is all tied in with it, because Howard Zinn, in his book in 1980, who's an avowed Marxist and anarchist, started to attack America by first attacking Columbus with these false stories. So that's why an attack on Columbus is really an attack on the underpinnings of our culture and this country, and of course, Italian Americans. So these towns and cities and school boards just shouldn't do it.
Andre, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. Where can people find out more about you and your organization?
Well, we welcome people to go to our website, which is the initials of our organization, IAOVC.org, IAOVC.org, and they could join with us, and we work with people across the country. And any community or anybody that needs help with a situation, contact us, and we're happy to get involved and support them.
All right. Andre, thank you so much.
Thank you.